Be a successful before 25. Don't skip. Keep listening till the end. You are on the right path, my future billionaire. Listen carefully. Grab a snack, lay back, and relax, because this book will change your life. Stop wasting time. Stop waiting for someone to hand you your life. By the age of 25, you can be living a life most people only dream about, if you act now. This audiobook will give you the steps, the mindset, and the unshakable strategies to become unstoppable before most of your peers even know what they want. Every second you hesitate is a second you fall behind. Listen closely. Apply relentlessly. Success is not for the lazy, and it is not for the patient. It is for the ones who act. By the end of this audiobook, you will have the blueprint to achieve wealth, growth, and power before 25. Chapter 1. Stop procrastinating. Start doing. Every second you wait is a second lost. Every second you hesitate is a second your competition is moving forward. You have a choice. You can sit there, making excuses, scrolling endlessly, hoping that opportunity will knock. Or you can stand up, act, and take what is rightfully yours. That's the key. You don't need anyone's permission to start. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need someone to tell you it's the right time. The right time is now. The right time was yesterday. But today you can act. Let me be clear. Procrastination is the silent killer of dreams. It disguises itself as rest, as planning, as waiting for inspiration. You call it preparing, but it's really fear. Fear of failure. Fear of being judged. Fear of looking small. Every moment you sit there, doing nothing, you are letting fear win. And let me tell you something. Fear has no mercy. Fear will destroy your 25-year-old self before your 20-year-old self even knew what hit it. So here is what you do. Start small. Micro-actions are your secret weapon. Break your tasks into pieces so small, you cannot say no. You cannot argue with action that is already in motion. Write one paragraph, make one call, research one fact, invest 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5 minutes. Then another 5. Then another. Momentum builds. Momentum compounds. Momentum does not negotiate. Once it moves, it carries you forward. You have a choice. Stay still or ride the wave. That's the key. Let's talk examples. The real world is full of people who waited too long and regretted it. And it's also full of people who acted before they were ready and changed their lives forever. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in his garage. He didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait for funding. He didn't wait for validation. He acted. He failed early. He learned faster than anyone else. Elon Musk started Tesla and SpaceX at an age when most people were playing it safe. Mark Zuckerberg coded Facebook in his college dorm room while others partied. These are not anomalies. These are patterns. The pattern is simple. Those who act early win early. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Now, let's get tactical. How do you stop procrastinating and start doing? First, write down every single task you've been avoiding. Everything. Big or small. Then, pick the tiniest possible step toward completing the first one. That's your starter. Action is addictive when you feel the small wins. Second, set a timer. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. Push yourself just enough to start. When the timer ends, you will find yourself continuing. Why? Because momentum does not ask questions. Third, remove distractions. Social media. Endless scrolling. Television. Anything that consumes time without producing value. Every hour you waste is compounding lost opportunity. You have a choice. Discipline beats desire every time. That's the key. Remember, this is not about working 24/7. This is about consistent, relentless, focused action. It's about doing what others will not, today, so you can live how others cannot, tomorrow. Repeat after me. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Let these words echo in your mind. Let them echo every time you feel hesitation. Let them become your battle cry. Here's the psychology behind procrastination. The brain loves comfort. It seeks instant gratification. It wants to scroll, it wants to binge, it wants to avoid discomfort. But discomfort is where growth hides. Pain, challenge, effort, that is where you find the seeds of success. You don't need anyone's approval to embrace it. You don't need validation to feel worthy. You have a choice: comfort now or greatness later. That's the key. Comfort is a trap. Action is freedom. Let's break it down further. Practical steps you can use immediately. 1. Morning microaction. Identify the single most important task of the day. Do it first. No excuses. No distractions. Repeat daily. It compounds. 2. Daily review. Each night, write down what you avoided and why. Identify patterns. Then act on them the next day. Knowledge without action is meaningless. 3. Public commitment. Tell someone your goal. Accountability is a hidden motivator. Fear of letting others down can push you harder than fear of failure itself. You see, procrastination is never about time. It's about priorities, discipline, and courage. If you are honest with yourself, you will admit, every time you delay, you know exactly why. That voice inside you is lying. You'll start tomorrow. That's the thief. That's the enemy. You have a choice. Beat it now. Beat it relentlessly. That's the key. Here's another truth. Perfection is the enemy of action. You will never feel ready. You will never feel equipped. You will never have the ideal conditions. Guess what? Neither did Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, nor any successful person you admire. They started with what they had. They started imperfectly. They adjusted, adapted, and accelerated. You can do the same. You have a choice. Act now. That's the key. Let's be real. Time is the one resource you can never buy back. Every hour you waste in indecision is an hour your future self will curse. Every day spent avoiding the work is a day your dream fades slightly. That's not motivation. That's reality. Accept it. Embrace it. And then act. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need reassurance. You have a choice. Start now. That's the key. Finally, repetition builds certainty. Repeat after me. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Whenever you hesitate, whenever fear whispers, whenever doubt clouds your mind, repeat it. Let it sink into your subconscious. Let it guide your actions. This is how you beat procrastination. This is how you create momentum. This is how you start building success before 25. You've learned the lesson. You understand the danger of delay. You have the tactics. You have the examples. You know the psychology. You know the steps. Now it's time to apply them. You mastered the understanding of procrastination. You mastered the mindset of action. Now, let's talk about the next critical step, the true foundation of all success. Chapter 2. Master your mind, master your life. Your mind is your battlefield. Your thoughts are your weapons. You have a choice. You can let your mind control you, letting fear, doubt, and laziness dictate your actions. Or you can master your mind, commanding it like a general commands an army. That's the key. Every successful person before 25 learned this truth. Without control of your mind, your actions will be random, scattered, and ineffective. You don't need their permission to take control. You don't need anyone's guidance to realize this power. You already have it. Let me be blunt. 95% of people never succeed because they allow their thoughts to rule them. They obsess over what others think. They worry about failure. They dwell on past mistakes. They replay negative events endlessly. They let anxiety and self-doubt dictate their choices. Repeat this: I control my mind. My mind does not control me. Say it until it becomes muscle memory. Say it until it shapes your daily actions. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. That's the key. If you train it, focus it, and discipline it, it will lead you to unstoppable success. If you neglect it, it will sabotage every opportunity. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission to decide which it will be. Every morning, you can choose fear or courage, laziness or discipline, comfort or growth. You choose. Every single day. Now, let's talk practical steps. Step 1. Awareness. Before you can master your mind, you must observe it. Notice the thoughts that arise. Don't judge them. Don't suppress them. Observe. Awareness is power. Once you notice a negative thought, repeat this mantra: I acknowledge you, but I do not obey you. You have a choice. That's the key. Step 2. Replacement. Negative thoughts are like weeds. They grow fast and choke out the flowers of productivity. You replace them. Not with wishful thinking, but with deliberate, action-oriented thoughts. Example: you think, I'm too young to start this business. Replace with, I am young, resourceful, and I act now to build my future. Repeat. I act now. I do not wait. I grow now. Every morning, repeat it. Every evening, reinforce it. Your mind will begin to obey your commands. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission. That's the key. Step 3. Focus. The mind can only do one thing at a time. Every distraction steals energy. Every scattered thought wastes power. Repetitive phrase: focus is my weapon. Focus is my power. Focus is my freedom. Schedule deep work sessions. Silence notifications. Remove social media, gossip, and endless entertainment that drains attention. You don't need permission to protect your mind. You have a choice: focus or distraction. That's the key. Real-world examples are everywhere. Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages every day. Elon Musk thinks deeply about engineering problems for hours without interruption. Athletes visualize their perfect performance before every game. Every single one of these people mastered their minds before they mastered anything else. You have a choice. You can follow the pattern, or you can be like the 95% who drift through life, powerless against their own thoughts. That's the key. Let's talk emotional control. Mastery of the mind is not just logic and planning. It's control over emotions. Anger, fear, jealousy, and doubt are enemies disguised as instincts. When you react without control, you sabotage opportunities. You lash out, freeze, procrastinate, or quit. Repetitive mantra: I feel, I acknowledge, I choose. Every emotion is a signal, not a command. You don't need their permission to decide how to respond. You have a choice. That's the key. Here's another practical tool: journaling and reflection. Every night, write down 3 thoughts that held you back. Write down 3 decisions you made that moved you forward. Analyze patterns. Repeat positive patterns. Eliminate negative patterns. The mind obeys what it observes. This is science. This is strategy. This is your edge. Repeat: I control my mind. I control my actions. I control my life. You have a choice. That's the key. Meditation is another weapon. It is not mystical fluff. It is training for the brain. 10 minutes a day of silence, observation, and focus rewires the mind. It strengthens discipline. It builds mental endurance. It removes the noise that clouds judgment. Repeat after me: silence strengthens me. Focus empowers me. Control defines me. You don't need permission. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's discuss decision-making under pressure. Mastering your mind means making clear, confident choices even when others panic. Repeat: I decide with clarity. I act with confidence. I own the outcome. Every choice you make before 25 compounds exponentially. Indecision is failure in disguise. You have a choice, act or drift. That's the key. Here's the brutal truth. Your mind is lazy. It wants comfort. It wants routine. It wants validation. You must fight it daily. Push yourself into discomfort. Embrace hard decisions. Take the path most avoid. Repeat, discomfort is my teacher. Growth is my reward. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission. That's the key. Finally, repetition builds mastery. Repeat everything you've learned here. Observe your thoughts. Replace negativity. Focus relentlessly. Control emotions. Meditate. Journal. Make tough decisions. Repeat. 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 That is how the mind is mastered. That is how life is mastered. That is how success before 25 is achieved. You have a choice. Every day. Every second. Every thought. That's the key. You've taken the first step. You've understood the battlefield. You've learned the tactics. Now it's time to apply them. You mastered your mind. You disciplined your thoughts. You took command over your emotions. Now, let's talk about the ultimate fuel for action and execution, the currency of your life itself. Chapter 3. Build skills, not just degrees. A degree on a wall does not pay bills. A diploma does not open doors. You have a choice. You can spend years chasing titles and certificates, or you can spend years building real skills that make you unstoppable. That's the key. You don't need their permission to invest in yourself. You don't need validation to pursue mastery. Skills speak louder than words. Action beats theory every single time. Repeat it. Skills first. Titles second. Degrees last. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Let's be blunt. Schools and universities teach theory. They teach exams, grades, and conformity. They rarely teach execution, discipline, and real-world problem-solving. The world doesn't reward GPA. It rewards results. You have a choice. Follow the crowd and stay average, or build skills that others envy. That's the key. Now, here's the harsh truth. Knowledge without application is wasted energy. Reading books alone will not make you rich. Attending workshops without doing the work will not make you powerful. You have a choice. Consume or apply. Repeat, knowledge is useless without action. That's the key. So, what kind of skills should you build? Skills that are in demand. Skills that solve problems. Skills that create value. Repeat after me. I create value. I solve problems. I build skills. Examples: coding, marketing, sales, design, financial literacy, communication, negotiation, digital creation. Every skill you master is leverage. Every skill is currency. You have a choice. Master one skill slowly or spread yourself thin and remain mediocre. That's the key. Let's talk about execution. Micro skills matter. You don't become a master overnight. You start small. Learn the basics, repeat them, then layer complexity. Example: if you want to code, start with HTML and CSS. Build a simple website. Repeat. Then move to JavaScript. Then build real projects. Repeat. Every project is a milestone. Every skill compounds. That's the key. Here's a critical point. Do not chase what is easy. Easy skills don't pay. Easy skills don't open doors. If it's not challenging, it's not worth your time. Repeat. Challenge grows me. Discomfort shapes me. Mastery demands pain. You have a choice. Settle for easy or fight for excellence. That's the key. Let's consider a real-world example. Elon Musk didn't just read physics. He built rockets. Steve Jobs didn't just design. He coded prototypes, learned production, and mastered marketing. Even social media creators, Those under 25 crushing it globally didn't get there by luck. They learned, practiced, and repeated relentlessly. That's the blueprint. That's what works. You have a choice. Follow it, or watch others outpace you. That's the key. Now, repetition is your ally. Skills are not learned in a day. Repetition builds mastery. You repeat, you fail, you adjust, you improve, and then you dominate. Repeat after me. I practice relentlessly. I repeat relentlessly. I succeed relentlessly. Every skill you apply compounds into real power. Every skill neglected is wasted potential. You have a choice. That's the key. Here's another critical principle. Stop comparing your journey to others. Your skill set is unique. Your growth timeline is unique. Stop worrying about degrees or titles others hold. Stop worrying about what your peers are doing. You have a choice. Focus on your growth or remain distracted. That's the key. It's not about their degree. It's about your discipline. Let's break down practical steps for immediate action. 1. Identify the highest leverage skill you can learn in the next 6 months. Pick one skill that will give the maximum return on effort. Focus relentlessly. 2. Daily practice blocks. Dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours every day to deliberate practice. Repeat the task until it becomes automatic. Mastery is built on repetition, not speed. 3. Apply the skill publicly. Build a portfolio, launch a project, sell a service, create content. Real-world application is the test of mastery. 4. Iterate fast. Fail, adjust, repeat. The faster you iterate, the faster you grow. You have a choice. Iterate or stagnate. That's the key. Here's the mental framework you must adopt. Stop valuing certificates. Stop valuing applause. Stop valuing recognition from peers who have not acted. Instead, measure your progress by output, results, and mastery. Repeat, I measure by results. I measure by mastery. I measure by output. Every hour spent practicing is an hour invested in your future. Every hour spent chasing validation is wasted. You have a choice. That's the key. Another brutal truth. Some skills will be boring. Some skills will require sweat. Some skills will be lonely. That's normal. Comfort will whisper, do something easier. Repeat, I do what is hard. I embrace discomfort. I grow regardless. That's the key. Your 25-year-old self depends on the effort you make today. You have a choice, act or regret. Let's consider networking your skill. Mastery alone is not enough. You must also position your skills to create value for others. Your skill must solve a problem, meet a demand, or create leverage. That's how early success compounds. Repeat, I build skills. I solve problems. I create value. Every project, every portfolio piece, every small service delivered adds credibility and momentum. You have a choice. That's the key. Finally, repetition will make mastery inevitable. Repeat daily. Apply relentlessly. Fail fast. Learn faster. Keep building. Keep practicing. Keep delivering value. Repeat your mantra, skills first. Titles second. Degrees last. This is your blueprint for success before 25. You have a choice. Follow it or watch others win the life you dream of. That's the key. You've understood the lesson. You've seen the examples. You've learned the practical steps. You know the mindset. Now it's time to apply it. You've committed to building real-world skills, not chasing validation. You've accepted discomfort as your ally. You've embraced repetition as your tool. Now, let's move to Chapter 4, The Silent Cost of Seeking Validation, where we tackle the energy drain that holds most young people back from greatness. Chapter 4, The Silent Cost of Seeking Validation. Most people are slaves without knowing it. They chase likes, praise, compliments, and approval from others. Every action, every decision, every dream is filtered through what others might think. You have a choice. You can either live for yourself or live for others. That's the key. You don't need their permission to act. You don't need validation to pursue greatness. Repeat it. I act for results. I act for growth. I act for myself. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Let's be honest. Seeking validation is the silent killer of dreams. It masquerades as safety, as guidance, as social wisdom. But it is really fear dressed up as politeness. Fear of judgment. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of standing out. Every second you wait for approval, someone else is moving ahead. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. That's the key. Here's the harsh truth. People will always have opinions. They will always criticize. They will always doubt you. And guess what? Their opinions do not pay your bills. Their praise does not build your future. Their judgment does not determine your worth. Repeat after me. I do not seek approval. I do not need validation. I create my own worth. That's the key. Now, consider the mental cost. When you constantly seek approval, you waste energy. Energy that could be spent learning, building, creating, and growing. Every moment spent worrying about what others think is a moment you do not invest in yourself. Repeat, energy spent pleasing others is opportunity lost. I invest in myself. That's the key. Here's the practical part. How do you stop seeking validation and reclaim your energy? Step 1. Awareness. Every time you feel the need to ask, do they approve? Or, will they like this? Pause. Name it. Recognize it. Say, this is validation seeking. I will not obey it. Awareness is power. You have a choice. That's the key. Step 2. Focus on outcomes, not applause. Shift your mindset from external approval to internal results. Ask yourself, does this action create value? Does it move me forward? Does it build my future? If the answer is yes, act. If the answer is no, ignore it. Repeat, results over recognition. Action over approval. Growth over praise. That's the key. Step 3. Limit exposure to unnecessary opinions. Social media, gossip, naysayers, toxic friends, all of it drains your mental bandwidth. Protect your mind. Protect your energy. Repeat, I control my circle. I control my focus. I control my mind. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's talk about real-world examples. Mark Zuckerberg didn't build Facebook to impress anyone. Elon Musk didn't launch SpaceX to gain approval. They were ridiculed, doubted, and criticized relentlessly. And yet, they succeeded. Why? Because they acted for results, not for applause. They mastered the art of ignoring noise. You have a choice. You can follow their path, or you can let the world's opinions dictate your life. That's the key. Now, repetition strengthens habit. Every day, practice this mantra. I act for growth. I act for results. I act for myself. Repeat it when making decisions. Repeat it before posting content, sending emails, starting projects, or launching ideas. Make it a reflex. Make it automatic. That's how you stop living for others. That's how you reclaim your time. That's how you build success before 25. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. That's the key. Let's dig deeper. The emotional cost. Constantly seeking validation creates anxiety, doubt, and fear. It weakens your confidence. It makes your decisions slow, cautious, and safe. And in a world that rewards speed, courage, and boldness, hesitation is death. Repeat after me. Confidence is my weapon. Courage is my shield. I act decisively. That's the key. Here's the actionable step. Set a 30-day challenge. For 1 month, commit to making every major decision without asking for approval. Launch a project. Speak up. Take action. Measure progress by results, not by compliments. Track your growth, not your likes. Repeat daily, I create, I execute, I succeed. You have a choice. That's the key. Another principle, surround yourself with doers, not critics. People who act without constantly seeking approval create momentum. People who are busy growing don't have time to judge you. Your circle shapes your behavior. Repeat, I level up my circle. I level up my life. I level up my future. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's be real. Some will hate you for your independence. Some will mock your ambition. Some will call your actions reckless. That's normal. That's expected. You do not need their validation. You do not need their applause. You do not need their understanding. Repeat, I act regardless. I succeed regardless. I grow regardless. That's the key. Finally, repetition builds strength. Practice ignoring the noise. Practice acting decisively. Practice living for results. Repeat every mantra you've learned. Repeat every phrase. Repeat every principle. Repeat, I act for growth. I act for results. I act for myself. I choose. I act. I win. That is your path to success before 25. You have a choice. Every day, every hour, every second. That's the key. You've learned the lesson. You've seen the examples. You know the steps. You understand the mindset. Now it's time to apply it. You mastered the art of ignoring external validation. You reclaimed your energy. You made the choice to act for results. Now let's move to Chapter 5. Invest early, invest smart, where we tackle the strategy that multiplies wealth, time, and success before your 25th birthday. Strong transition into Chapter 5 to keep listener engaged. Chapter 5. Invest early, invest smart. Money is time. Money is freedom. Money is leverage. You have a choice. You can spend it all, waste it, and wonder why you're stuck, or you can invest it, multiply it, and build the life others only dream of. That's the key. You don't need their permission to start. You don't need validation to grow wealth. Every dollar you invest wisely today compounds into power tomorrow. Repeat it. Invest today. Multiply tomorrow. Act now. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Let's be honest. Most young people fail financially because they wait. They wait for the perfect job. They wait for the perfect salary. They wait for permission from parents or society. They wait for clarity that never comes. Guess what? Waiting is losing. Every day spent waiting is a day your future wealth shrinks relative to others. You have a choice. That's the key. The harsh truth. Wealth is built on consistent action, not luck. Millionaires don't stumble upon success by accident. They invest early. They take calculated risks. They learn, fail, and adjust. Repeat after me. Action compounds. Decisions multiply. Time rewards consistency. That's the key. Now, let's talk strategy. Step 1. Start as early as possible. The power of compounding is exponential. $100 invested wisely at 18 can grow far beyond $1,000 invested at 25. Time is your greatest ally. Repeat, time is money. Money loves time. I act now. You have a choice. That's the key. Step 2. Focus on multiple types of investment. Do not put all your energy into one basket. Invest in financial assets like stocks, crypto, or funds. Invest in skills that increase your earning potential. Invest in personal branding and networks. Every type of investment feeds the other. Every type compounds. Repeat, I diversify. I multiply. I grow. You don't need anyone's permission. That's the key. Step 3. Learn before you leap. Research before investing. Understand the risks. Analyze the opportunities, but do not overthink. Action is more powerful than perfection. The first step is always learning plus action. Repeat, I learn fast. I act faster. I adapt relentlessly. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's discuss mindset. Investing isn't just financial. It's mental. Every smart decision you make compounds confidence. Every calculated risk strengthens courage. Every failure teaches wisdom. Repeat, I grow my mind. I grow my money. I grow my life. You don't need validation. You have a choice. That's the key. Consider the real-world examples. Warren Buffett bought his first stock at 11. Mark Zuckerberg invested his early earnings into expanding Facebook instead of spending on luxuries. Elon Musk reinvested every penny into SpaceX and Tesla while others splurged. They understood the principle: invest early, act smart, and let compounding work. You have a choice. You can follow the pattern, or you can waste time. That's the key. Now, repetition is your tool. Daily habits compound like financial investments. Track your spending. Set aside money for investment before spending on luxuries. Read books on finance. Study market trends. Apply knowledge immediately. Repeat, I invest daily. I act smart. I compound relentlessly. Every small action builds a future that others envy. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's address fear. Fear of losing is the #1 reason young people avoid investment. Guess what? Losses are lessons in disguise. They teach faster than wins. You fail, you learn, you grow, you repeat. Repeat mantra, I learn from loss. I act with courage. I grow relentlessly. You don't need approval. You don't need a safety net. You have a choice. That's the key. Practical step. Start small, scale fast. You don't need $10,000 to start. Start with $50, $100, $500. Learn the process, make decisions, track results, then increase. Micro investments lead to macro results. Repeat, small steps build empires. I start now. I scale fast. That's the key. Another principle. Combine time with skill. Invest in yourself first. Skill building increases income potential. More income means more money to invest. Repeat, I build skills. I increase income. I invest wisely. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's be real. Delayed investment is lost opportunity. Every year wasted is exponential loss in the future. Compound interest waits for no one. The earlier you act, the stronger your financial foundation. Repeat, I act now. I act fast. I act smart. You have a choice. That's the key. Finally, repetition builds habit. Daily investment, time, money, skill, compounds into wealth, power, and independence. Repeat, invest early. Invest smart. Multiply relentlessly. Every action taken now is a building block for your 25-year-old self. You don't need anyone's permission. You have a choice. That's the key. You've learned the lesson. You've seen examples. You've understood the mindset. Now it's time to act. You mastered the principle of early and smart investment. You've internalized compounding. You've embraced calculated risks. Now, let's move to Chapter 6. Network relentlessly. Surround yourself with winners, where we tackle the secret multiplier of success, the people you choose to be around. That's it for Part 1 of your journey. The next chapters hold the real game-changing secrets. If you don't want to miss them, like this audiobook, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you're first to learn the strategies of unstoppable success. Remember, your network can be your ladder to greatness, and Chapter 6 is where it all begins. Stay focused, stay relentless, and get ready. Your future self is waiting. You have a choice. That's the key.